Not Norman, a Goldfish Story by Kelly Bennett, illustrated by Noah Z. Jones.
Hey, show what's over there. Do you see that? What a crazy thing in her arms.
The Monster in the Backpack, Dance with Me, Those Shoes, and Welcome to the Bed and Biscuit. Those are other books by Kelly Bennett.
That's kind of fun.
No, those are by Noah Z. Jones, sorry. Alright, Kaydence, we're reading this book, sweet. That's all the books we don't have. When I got Norman, I didn't want to keep him. I wanted a different kind of pet. Not Norman. I wanted a pet who could run and catch, or one who could climb trees and chase strings. A soft, furry pet to sleep on my bed at night. Not Norman. All Norman does is swim around and around and around and around and around and around and around. This is it, Norman, I decide. I'm trading you for a good pet. Norman doesn't move. Norman, not even a fin twitches. How can I trade him like this? No one will want a sorry-looking fish in a gunky bowl. When I drop Norman into his nice clean bowl, he starts dipping and flipping and flapping his fins around. He looks so goofy, I have to laugh. Don't think that just because you made me laugh, I'm going to keep you, I tell him. Tomorrow you're out of here. Norman blows a stream of bubbles. The next day, I take Norman to school with me. If I talk him up real good during show and tell, maybe somebody will want him. On the way there, we see my friend Austin. Austin has a real cool dog and 7 puppies.
That's a lot of puppies.
Yeah, it is. Want to swap one of your pups for Norman? I ask. Who's Norman? Asks Austin. My goldfish, I say. By the time I rescue Norman, half his water is gone. I'm sorry, I tell Norman when I get to school. I'm really sorry. He just stares at me all googly-eyed.
Hey, that girl's in the same book, in 2 books.
Yeah.
That's good.
Finally, it's my turn for show and tell, and I start to talk about goldfish. Emily shouts, Jenny's gone. Who let my snake loose? That's him doing a show and tell. That's her looking for her snake. Does anyone hear the story of how I got Norman? Does anyone even ask to hold his bowl? No. They're all jumping and screaming and chasing the snake. Not Norman. He's looking right at me. Thanks for listening, I tell him.
We can see the snake.
Yeah, there he is. Look at how mad he is. He's like, hey.
Everybody be quiet.
That afternoon, we go to my music lesson. As soon as it's over, I'm taking Norman back to the pet store. I take out my tuba and begin to play. Boom, boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, baby. I glance over at Norman. He's swaying back and forth. Glug, glug, he mouths. Look, Norman's singing, I say. Pay attention, snaps Maestro, and try to play the proper notes. There he is, singing. Maestro makes me stay for extra practice. By the time my lesson is over, it's too late to go to the pet store. Don't think that just because you like my music, I'm going to keep you, I tell Norman. He glugs. That night, I'm sound asleep when scritch, what's that noise? Scratch, scratch, screech. Yikes, there's something at the window. Then out of the corner of my eye, I spot Norman! He isn't scared. He isn't swimming around in circles either. He glugs and gives me a little wave. I'm not alone. Together, Norman and I slide open the window and the curtains. It was just a broken tree branch. Thanks for watching out for me, Norman. On Saturday, I take Norman to the pet store, just like I said I would. I look at cats and dogs and snakes and birds. I look at the hamsters and mice and lizards, too. They all look like good pets, but they're not Norman. Yeah, Kaydence, we're not show and telling. We're reading a book, honey. When I got Norman, I wasn't sure I wanted to keep him. But now, even if I could pick any pet in the whole world, I wouldn't trade him. Not Norman.
And he got him a new fish bowl.
They got him a fish tank. With a cool little swimmy guy. And he's playing him his music and the fish is singing. It says, Norman, one amazing fish.
Hey,
The end.